In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Tabitha t-shirt dress from Make It Simple by Tilly and the Buttons. Hello, my name's Juliet Uzor of sosonatural.com, and if you are into creating your own clothes, owning your style and showcasing them fearlessly and shamelessly for everyone to see, then this is the right channel for you. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification right next to it, so when next I upload a video, you'll be notified. So a few videos ago, I shared my review of the Make It Simple book by Tilly and the Buttons. I did mention at the end of the video that I was going to be creating the Tabitha t-shirt dress in collaboration with Tamlin of Sewn on the Tyne. I have created mine, I'm wearing it now, and I am going to share my thoughts with you and a few tips and recommendations towards the end of the video, so keep watching. I did a poll here on YouTube in my community and in the comment section of my old video. I also did a poll on Instagram, and the majority went with this leopard print fabric alongside this fabric. So when I collected all the information, this one came up tops. So then I went ahead to create mine, and I included some ribbing on the neckline. I found this pattern really easy to follow. It's a very straightforward sewing pattern. It actually is a t-shirt pattern. However, in order to transform it into a t-shirt dress, you needed to do just a little bit of pattern drafting. I have another video coming up that will show you a very easy way to create your own t-shirt dress using the Tabitha t-shirt pattern or any t-shirt pattern of your choice. So stay tuned for that video. I was able to whip up this dress in under 2 hours. The only reason why it took me up to 2 hours was a glitch that I had with my overlocker. Okay, I had a very frustrating time with my other machine, my other overlocker. This was what happened with the other one. It got so, look at how untidy that is. It got too messy, so I had to change machines. Aha! Now we're talking. I went for a midi length dress, but then the recommendations are for you to measure yourself and decide on how long you want your dress to be. I also found the instructions extremely easy to follow. Just a quick glance at the instructions and the images were super clear to follow. I was just straight on getting on with it to create the dress. So if you are a newbie or you just want something easy, quick and easy to create in under 2 hours, this is the pattern for you. But warning, if you are going to be tracing the pattern like I did, then you would need more than 2 hours. So I spent an evening last week tracing out my sewing pattern, so that was done completely on a different day. But if I were you, I would set aside some leisure time to trace out your own sewing pattern before you start. However, I was told in the comment section of my last video that you could actually print out your copy of each of those sewing patterns in the Make It Simple book at a print shop or copy shop of your choice, which is super handy to know. But I didn't have enough time, which was the reason why I had to trace out the patterns on Swedish tracing paper. So I like how my dress turned out. I made it using an overlocker. I used my overlocker to create this because it was just convenient, but then I had to switch between my sewing machine and my overlocker, especially for the waistband section. So the way the waist was constructed, you need to sew both. You need to sew the top half and the bottom half together, but then a sewing machine needed to be used to create the channel. Now, to create that channel, you need to make sure that you construct the top half on its own and the bottom half separately before you get them both together. But then in the instructions and the images in the book were super straightforward to follow, so you will be fine with that. If you're wondering whether you need to overlock your dress after sewing it with a sewing machine, you don't really need to. Most jersey fabrics don't really fray, so if you do not have an overlocker, it's not much of an issue. If you are fussy about raw edges, then zigzag the edges or use the overlocking stitch on your sewing machine and you should be just fine. So if, like me, you are going to opt for a thicker jersey fabric, then creating the waist ties will be completely different to the way it's recommended in the book. The book recommends for you to just like cut out a strip and pull through your fingers to get them to roll up, but this fabric doesn't roll up. It's a bit like a poncy fabric. So with this one, I actually had to sew them up and turn them inside out to create the ties. But if you are using a slightly lighter weight jersey fabric, then you'll be fine with it. I opted for buttonholes for this dress because of the current situation in the country, and my local shops closed. So I thought I'll just use the buttonhole function on my sewing machine, which was what worked out perfectly fine. All I did was I made sure that the button, I pretended like I had a small button in there in order to create a small buttonhole, because obviously if you have it a bit longer, then you would have a very large buttonhole, and that's not really what you want for just a tiny little string to pass through a channel. So I made it short. I went that little. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so that's small. I made it that small. Look, it can go all the way down there. So I made mine that little. So yes, I did not use eyelets. I used buttonholes. The only part that I had issues with was the ribbing. Okay, so I used some chunky ribbon from my stash, and this ribbing here was cut out using the exact pattern size for the neckline band from the sewing pattern book, from the book. However, I had to tweak mine. I'm going to chop off even more from this ribbing because it's not as tight as I want it to be. So I'm chopping off that much. So I slightly struggled with the ribbing because my chunky ribbing does have a lot of stretch in it, so it does really stretch out this one. So I had to reduce it just to make sure that it didn't like gape like that. The thing with ribbing is you want to make sure that the ribbing is shorter than, like, it's smaller or shorter, like in circumference, than the neckline all around. Because if you have this one, if you have the ribbing a bit wider than this, then you would have this this sort of gaping effect, and that's not really what you want. You want the ribbing to be nice and flush and flat a lot around the neckline. So I had to do a bit of tweaking, and I chopped off a good 2 inches off the pattern piece. So, but then I think I won't have that problem when I create my next one, which brings me to the next thing. Hell yes, I will be. So I'll show you a little sneak peek of what I'm going to be creating next. So here I have another version of the Tabitha t-shirt dress using this fabric here, which is an abstract fabric from my previous video, and this jersey fabric. I have both of them. I'm going to combine both of them to create another t-shirt dress. However, I will be including some slits down the sides. I also intend to make another one with a v-neck. So I'm going to have quite a few Tabitha dresses in my wardrobe because I find it so easy to wear. It's so comfortable, and I mean, I made this dress today and I've worn it for, I've been at home. Obviously we're all under lockdown at the moment, so I can't really go anywhere. I've worn this dress all day today and it's so comfortable, it's so easy to wear, and I want to have more of them. And the thing is, you can dress them up and you can dress them down, and I cannot wait to get them photographed tomorrow in the garden. So yes, look out for the tutorial on how to create a t-shirt dress using the Tabitha t-shirt sewing pattern or any t-shirt sewing pattern that you already have. That will be next on my channel. So this video is in collaboration with Tamlin of Sewn on the Tyne, and we are both creating the same dress in different fabrics. I don't know what she's going to be making, how she's going to make hers, and I can't wait to watch her video. We're both going to have this video up at the same time, so when you finish watching my video, please go over and watch her video, and please subscribe to her channel as well. So thanks Tamlin for collaborating with me on this video. So watch these videos to see my review of the Make It Simple book and other sewing tips, tricks and inspirations. Till I see you in my next video, all the best. Bye.